Cool. Here we go. We're in play. Hello and welcome to Salou, just south of Barcelona, where the Global Schools Challenge Arena is in play, live on YouTube for a very special game, Grey High School of South Africa against Strathallan of Scotland. And believe you me, this one is going to be a ripper. These two have played each other in the past, and we're going to get into that as this build-up continues. But before we do, the reason this game is being played on the Wednesday here in Salou, the reason that it's free to air on YouTube, not on where the rest of the Global Schools Challenge has been, nextgenlive.stream, which is where day 3 will be tomorrow, is because it is a special memorial game, a very poignant, very difficult one as well, actually. Tyler Horrmann, former Grey High School pupil, died at the raw age of just 21 a few weeks ago in a tragic aviation accident. It was his absolute passion in life. Really, really sad news, and it's affected the whole Grey High School community, not least of all his brother Kyle Horrmann, who actually starts this game at prop today. Really, really impressive character for him to have even been able to participate in this game. So we're going to build up to the game, but first of all, we're going to head down here and chat to the Grey High School head of rugby, Robbie Kempson, a little bit about this game and about the poignancy around it and why we're playing this game, but also the form of his side. So I'm going to just trot over to Robbie here and grab a quick word with him. Nice to see you. You obviously a poignant game, this one. Tragic news, and we were just touching there that Kyle is playing, starting in the front row today. I mean, first of all, what bravery from him to even be setting foot on the field, but just express to us how things have been for Grey High School in that context.
Yeah, something that's been incredibly difficult for Carl and his family back home. He also had a warm-up game in the week, before we arrived here, and he's been an absolute warrior. I mean, you just got to feel for the man, what he's going through. He's very close to his brother, and to have all this happening, and he's still come on tour with us. So it's the group's got really galvanised around him. He gets his opportunity today as well. But yes, it's been a very difficult time for him, but he's had a lot of support from all of us.
Yeah, and it's at times like these where school community really comes into its own. Absolutely,
yeah. No, I think it's also kind of instills a different belief in the side as well, coming to a big game like Strathallan. So, but yeah, I think it's the community that's really galvanised around it, but more so just the camaraderie amongst the boys and the coaches and how they've managed just to keep him in that safe space, I suppose.
On the field, the boys had a bit of a run out yesterday. Tough game against a very good side, but I know that this fixture is one they're delighted to be playing. Obviously, we sort of moved it around, travel difficulties, etc. But what's amazing is that this is an opportunity as we just spin round. Let's get that warm up in the background. What is amazing about this fixture is that you two have played each other before, so there's a bit of rivalry, there's a bit of spice to it. It's on field, it's going to be fantastic.
Oh, absolutely. No, we get on very well with the coaching staffs as well. In fact, Douglas is a very distant relative of mine back in the day. So yeah, listen, we just pipped them last year in very hot conditions. This is probably more conducive for what they kind of used to. So yes, there has been a bit of a rivalry built up because of that, and a bit of spice added to it, a bit of chirp here and there. But certainly, it's going to be hopefully something we can continue in the future.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's a fantastic occasion, and this is the sort of game that this tournament, the Global Schools Challenge, is built around. Is creating friendships and sort of relations between schools from different parts of the planet that wouldn't otherwise get the chance to play against each other. It's fantastic, fantastic fixture.
100%. As I said, we built on what we built last year at Grey Bloemfontein. We had Presentation Brothers yesterday, tough game for us, but we've now met up with them and had a few drinks. So just the camaraderie and just the concept around it has been fantastic.
Fantastic. Well, Robbie, best of luck today, and we'll see you after the game. Right, let's head back up towards the halfway line, and I can bring in the esteemed Sam Bork, who's been beavering away up in the comms box, looking like I don't know what you're looking like, an aviation pilot? No, he's looking like something pretty special. Sam, talk to me about that Grey High School team. We've been sort of chatting there with Robbie. Their backline has been of real interest to you, particularly their centre combination.
Yes, both centres. Having watched them on, I think, what day is it? Yesterday or the day before, both centres are absolute stars. Both been invited to the South African national team invitational camp, and they really pick out lines well. Alfred Janssen at 13 and Kieran Killian at 12. They're going to be tough to reckon with today, I have to say. It's that perfect combination that you want of one being able to run absolutely barnstorming lines, and the other still can do that, but velvet hands on the outside in that pocket just behind the 10. And then when you've got pace like Mbezi out wide and Oosterhuizen shipping that ball out wide there, and obviously a star man in the backfield, Keanu Lynch, who unfortunately has struggled with some injury issues last year, which left him out of the kind of consideration for those international invitational camps. But I've been chatting to their coaches, and they say he's probably going to get looked at this year. So we'll see what happens, but that's going to be one to watch today, that Grey High back line.
Yeah, they're certainly a very exciting bunch, and we can see them just in the background, looking absolutely sharp in the warm-up. We're going to walk down here, Sam, to go and chat to one of the Strathallan players who's sadly injured, Hamish Mather, son of Cameron Mather, actually, former Scotland international from my era of Scotland watching. But you're excited about this Strathallan backline as well. It's the two backlines really that we're really excited about watching, particularly with the addition of a certain someone at fly half today.
Yeah, Finn Anderson coming back in at fly half. He's a massive name.
I'm just going to hold our cameraman because he's about to go tumbling over a player that's warming up.
There's a little stretch going on here. Finn Anderson back at 10 today. He's a hell of a player, and will inject that fast ball that Strathallan want to play with. We've had a lot of words and a lot of people from the Strathallan camp up in the commentary box. That is their main objective, to play around, to get to that width. And out there, they've got Murray Shaw, who is another big name, and he's always there at the right time, at the right moment, just bursting onto the scene at the end of that hard line, almost like a goal poacher, a goal poaching striker in football, just always on the end of it. And he's definitely going to be one to watch out for. And also Finn Rooney Douglas at fullback, who's shifted around a bit today, and that's what makes him so good, is that versatility. He can play 10, he can play 12, he can play 15, he could probably even play in the centres if he wanted. He could play 13 if he wanted to. And that's what makes him so good. He's got a great boot to ball. So again, another good back line, and it'll be a great competition. Let's see if that Grey High side can punch holes in the middle and stop this Strathallan line from getting it out wide early. It's going to be a matchup of the back lines today, but also the forwards are deadly for both sides. So very even matchup in my books, Angus. I don't know about you.
Certainly feels that way. Well, listen, that's the back lines. We're going to chat a little bit about the Strathallan forward pack here with Hamish Mather. Come on in here, Hamish. Gutting on a personal level not to be able to play in this one, but excited for the boys.
Yeah, definitely. Like, the boys were all pumped for it after it being cancelled on the first day. They really wanted to get after these guys after it was a close loss last year. So they're really keen to get out and play these guys.
And we've just been chatting about the two backlines, but I want to talk to you about the forward tussle, because against the South African side, that's always where the game hangs in the balance. It's going to be all about, from your perspective, fronting up physically in that forward pack.
Yeah, well, I felt it firsthand yesterday against the Grey boys. So yeah, the South Africans really bring the physicality, and we lost quite a few of our forwards in that battle yesterday. But I fully back our boys that are out there, and we've got our big maul and scrum game plan to really take it to these guys.
And it must be awesome being part of Strathallan's sort of rugby programme at the moment, because it's a hugely exciting time. Obviously, that rearranged cup final, you got a game in the schools and clubs conference where you may well be able to just pip the top of the table if that goes well. Obviously, you guys out here as well, St Joseph's Festival, Merkston Festival. It's a cool time to be involved.
Yeah, coming over from New Zealand, it's been awesome the last 4 months being here, playing like all these tournaments that we've been a part of, and hopefully we'll get the cup and the conference as well. It'll be cool to be the best team in Scotland.
Certainly will be. Hamish, thanks so much for chatting to us. We will speak to you soon. Yeah. Right, let's gather Sam back in. We'll head up towards the halfway line again, and we will shortly be heading over to commentary, because I believe we're about 3 or 4 minutes away from kickoff. 3 minutes away from kickoff, in fact. So Sam, final thoughts ahead of this one before we hand over to our commentary team. What's the standout for you?
I think if Grey, like many of these South African sides, can get fast front football, especially in the midfield where you've got Jansen and Killian, if they can get fast front football and the offloads flowing, and Strathallan choose not to slow down the ball in any way, committing men to ruck, stuff like that, they're going to be on top for most of the game. Whereas if Strath can ship that ball wide early after a few phases in midfield, they're going to be extremely dangerous. Also, watch out, as we've seen on many occasions before in this tournament, Strathallan's set piece is one of the best around. We saw that move on the first day. I commented on it. It was unreal.
It certainly was unreal. It's going to be unreal on the field. It is the Tyler Horrmann Memorial Game here in Salou, all part of Global Schools Challenge Week. And it is a massive, massive game. Kickoff at 3 p.m. I'm going to hand upstairs to commentary. It's a superstar commentary duo, a legend of South African commentary, and a rising star, a legend to be, of UK commentary. It's Spud Smith and Wilf Kemsley.
Thanks, Angus. Perfect spot for us to take in this poignant fixture. The glitz and glamour of the Global Schools Challenge can be put to the side for one moment while we honour and remember Tyler Horrmann in this memorial game. It's time to have a look at the two sides. We will start with Grey High School, of course, where in the front row, Kyle Horrmann is starting alongside Juan Podgita and the vice-captain, Blake Parker. Osvaldo Diodonis earns a start after coming off the bench and impressing in the last game, with the giant Adam Forey alongside him. Chris Vosloo, Cole Bennett and Zola Yeye form an exciting back three. Dean Van Rooyen has earned his place in the starting lineup as well, alongside regular fly half Nathan Treitzman. There's a South African international centre pairing in Kieran Killian and Alfred Janssen, with the big winger Michael Oosthuizen on one side and the diminutive but startlingly fast Noah Mbisi on the other. The star player to watch out is perhaps Keanu Lynch, who starts at 15. A bench packed full of superstars as well. They'll have a big impact. But here are today's challengers, defeated the last time the sides met in the Global Schools Challenge, but with a new look to them here and a final on the horizon. It's Harris Bell who starts in the front row, with Fergus Gordon stepping in for the injured starting tight head. Carl Borry, the captain, the Glasgow Warriors man, is at hooker. There's changes as well in the back row, with Jacob Headley stepping in alongside Jasper Fletcher-Irvine. But the regular back row is Busby Walkers. Angus Matthews will step up to lead the line out, and international number 8 Matthew Herbert. Cole Pettit stands in at 9, with the return of Finlay Anderson, the Scottish international and fly half in last season's team of the tournament of the Global Schools Challenge starting. Ben Bridge steps up into the centres alongside vice-captain Ben McDonald. There are some absolutely rapid try scorers on the edge, with top scorer Murray Shaw starting on one wing with Jack Clark on the other. Familiar fullback Finn Rooney Douglas is at home, having grown up in Alicante before moving to Strathallan. Some strong teams, and there will be plenty of passion on show, with that extra edge, of course, for Grey High, who have an ulterior motive, really, to putting their heart on the line in this game. Spud Smith alongside me for this one, and you know all about schoolboy rugby in South Africa, of course, but specifically the community feeling that is attached to these fine teams.
Good afternoon. Well, what a privilege it is to be here, and there'll be a touch of emotion on the Grey High side this afternoon. This game being played in memoriam to Tyler Horrmann, who tragically passed away in a plane accident. What an impressive young man. He got his commercial pilot's license before the age of 21. And a sad day indeed, with his brother starting in the front row. It'll be very, very emotional for Kyle Horrmann, I suspect. And there'll be a minute of silence as well before the game starts. So very, very special indeed. Not part of the Next Gen Global Schools Challenge, this specific match. It'll be 20-minute halves, but everything to play for. And a score to settle as well, with Grey High pipping Strathallan at the death last year in Bloemfontein at Grey College during the Next Gen Global Schools Challenge. I think it is a very, very evenly poised match. I watched Strathallan going through their stride against Grey College yesterday. They looked good. The game was played in atrocious conditions that probably suited Strathallan just a bit better, but they were looking good. But what I've heard about Finley Anderson makes me very, very excited indeed. The 16-year-old fly half, part of the Next Gen team of the tournament last year, Scottish international already. And I've spoken to Bobby Joubert, the director of rugby at Grey College, who spent 2 weeks before this tournament at Strathallan, and he told me all about Finn Anderson.
Onto the field come Grey High in that familiar blue and white. Two outstanding strips as well on both these players this afternoon. As the Chancellor led by the captain Carl Borry in the blue and gold of Strathallan. Minute silence. Yes.
Let's go. Good, JC.
Hub in Salou. And now it's time for the rugby.
Now it's time for the main attraction, not taking anything away of that very, very special moment indeed. Commiserations once more to Carl Horrmann and his family on the passing of his brother. For Grey High and their whole community, commiserations as well. But this is a fine moment to pay tribute to a fine young man at the Mediterranean Sports Hub.
An emotionally charged huddle for Grey High, who compose themselves ahead of kick-off. They'll be playing right to left in this first half, and they'll be nudging us underway here. Nathan Treitzman will get things going. Strathallan set to receive, full of confidence ahead of a National Cup final in the coming weeks, and on top form after some huge results on the opening day and the second of the Global Schools Challenge. They've claimed the kick-off, and we will set for the box kick to come from Cole Pettit. Grey High have disrupted the breakdown, and they've won it back, and now a chance for Diabonis to drive forward. A changing of possession twice there in quick succession. And I think we'll just come back for a knock-on the deck here.
The double blast of the whistle. Yeah, I think there's a head knock. He wants a head knock to be checked out.
Well, that is an unfortunate start to the game. Unfortunately, I think the Strathallan player received a head knock in contact in the breakdown. That led to the loss of possession. And it will be a scrum for Grey High.
They needed a good start here. Grey High after getting a bit of a demolition job done on them by Presentation Brothers Corps. Nobody saw that coming.
Now, Harris Bell is deemed fit to continue, but the scrum will be fed by Dean Van Rooyen. Plenty of willing runners in that midfield. And Beezy's come off his wing to just tuck in behind Schreitzman. Both Killian and Janssen are poised as hard runners. Schreitzman all the way across to Janssen. It gives the little tip pass, and what a drive it is. There's 4 or 5 in Grey High colours looking to push them up to the 5 metre. The maul is called by the referee, and in the end it is unavailable. Strathallan defend well, but that physicality on show in the centre spot is going to be key for Grey High this afternoon.
Yeah, keep your eye on the centre pairing of Killian and Janssen for Grey High. But also the centre pairing of Strathallan. They were very, very impressive against Grey College. Ben McDonald in particular, the number 13. His battle with Orion Klein was one to savour. So today it's him versus Anfred Janssen, but watch out for Kieran Killian.
You set your space. Scrummage over this mark.
This will be an area of the field that Grey High would love to dominate, of course. Presentation Brothers were able to keep the scrum stable. What a moment it would be for Carl Horrmann and company to win a penalty down this end of the field. Strathallan looking for a clean exit. Carl Pettit, the shortest player in the squad, but the heaviest pound per pound squat, lifting 190 kilos. And indeed, the penalty does come Grey High's way. What a moment for them. Podgear and Parker embrace. And to the corner they'll go. And the first big chance of the game has emerged for the South Africans.
On the 5.
Massive moment there for Grey High. See there the first scrum. Straight at ground goes Strathallan. They struggled in the scrums against Grey College, and it looks like that theme continuing this afternoon.
Drop slightly, there you go, good.
First throw for Blake Parker. They were practicing on the concrete in the warm-up. Cleanly taken by Yeye. And they're moving laterally, but now Parker has it at the tail, and they are over the line. They've dotted it down just inches short. No try called.
And a second movement.
And a double movement on their deck has handed the penalty to Strathallan.
There's then double movement.
I'd love to see that again. I just think he went to ground too early.
It's those coloured lines
Reaches out
here in Salou causing chaos again. Touch finder incoming, heading up towards the commentary gantry here. An excellent kick up to halfway, but for all the world, I thought Grey High were going to wander in here.
Yeah, he went to the white line. He thought he was over, and then realised, had another little dib at it.
Lads, we'll get this right.
And he was caught short. Blake Parker.
But that's the third time that this exact situation has transpired in the tournament. This is the first time it's led to a penalty of the opposition, though. A moment to forget for Blake Parker. Good contest in the air, but it's down from Headley, who's stepping up to be their main line-out option. Round the corner comes Strathallan at great pace, and Beasley with a big chop tackle, and it's been knocked on. Well, the ball had to go their spot. They had 2 outside, free as birds.
Trouble if you got it out there.
Heads away, goals!
But instead it's Grey High back in possession and looking to counter. Here's Lynch, big step off the left boot, beats the first man, gets the offload away to the towering figure of Oosthuizen.
Thank you.
Podgita!
Backwards!
Spilt but always backwards. And what a line by the towering Diodonis. Clean ball for Van Rooyen. Schreitzman. It's a barnstorming run through the centres. Every option is a physical carrier.
No goal.
Another good drive, and now Grey High beyond the 22. Stayed on the short side, but That time, Killian is caught. And in the end, Strathallan have managed to force Grey High into touch. That was a huge shot at a crucial time as well, because Grey High were grinding front foot ball time after time there. But in the end, the penalty has been reversed. Instead of a line out to Strathallan, it's Grey High who kick it into the corner.
They're looking smooth here, Grey High. And a very good defensive set from Strathallan as well. Saw that yesterday against Grey College.
We got to speed this up now.
A well-drilled outfit, the Strathallan side.
I didn't quite catch what referee Alex Della called there. Conversation with his AR on the far side. Huge moment in the game for them. Another clean line out. This time it's Bennett who lays it back. Parker won't fall short this time. They'll drive all the way over. Two outstanding moves to start the game. The first one to be counted for is on that far side. And Grey High looked unstoppable from there. Penalty advantage as well in the build-up, but it wasn't needed. Blake Parker touches down for their first try.
Drop kick.
Now, well set. You see them slightly move it to the right, and that's where they find the crack in the defence of Strathallan. Blake Parker atones for his sins just about 5 minutes ago. And the first points on the board for Grey High. What a start. No surprises there. Robbie Kempson, former international prop forward, as well as Darren Nell, part of the coaching staff. Fantastic conversion as well. So it's a 0 for Grey High.
Drop kick by Tritesman in these short form games. It will be drop kicks for each try. And Parker has scored the first from this devastating maul. Strathallan gave away a penalty, and even that didn't come close to slowing it down. They lead by 7. Seven and a half minutes gone in this first half of 20. And it's cleanly taken off the kickoff.
Never on the ball.
Grey High playing with ball in hand inside their half for the first time. An excellent carry, but the ball has been dislodged. Regathered by Bennett, but not before it went forward. They might not have held on to possession this time, Spurt, but it's another outstanding carry.
They've got a couple of big boys in their pack of forwards, Grey High. You see Cole Bennett leaning forward.
You've got to keep your feet underneath,
support on his back as well. Just in the nick of the time, it was ripped out of his hands. But a fantastic start by the ball runners for Grey High.
Strathallan needs to get lower here. The tackle height is due to come down in the next set of international fixtures. A new law introduced on a trial run, but legal or not, at the moment they're too upright. The scrum, though, is a good contest, and Grey High have it. And off goes Zola Yeye at the tail. And now there's options out wide. Janssen gave the pass to Oosthuizen, who couldn't keep a hold.
Thank you, lads. Thank you. Thank you, 12.
But it's some good field possession again from Grey High, who advanced back into Strathallan's half. It's a missed opportunity for the Scots.
Exposing the width of the field, and Oosthuizen, he'd expect to be doing better. Grey High on tour in Spain at the Next Gen Global Schools Challenge. The school of Siamtanda Kulisi, double World Cup winning Springbok captain. He started at Grey High in his grade 8 year at school. Came one of the legends of rugby in the world, Siamtanda Kulisi.
Like a Mike Catt as well, also attended Grey High. So rich alumni.
Yeah, they don't count English players as internationals.
It was your side of the scrum.
No, I'm just kidding. Mike Catt, one of the old boys as well. They've produced many Springbok names like Kerwin Bosch as well. But Sia Kulisi, matriculated in 2009, played first side in 2008 as well for Grey High. Part of two fantastic loose trios, especially that 2008 side of Grey High, one that'll always be remembered.
Yeah, lads.
Their match against their older brother, Grey College, down in Kaberga in 2008 was the one for the ages.
Here's your mark, lads.
Carl Horrmann just reapplying his playing boots.
Time back on.
And now the lace is redone, and the game will get back underway. It's a dominant Grey High scrum so far. One turnover against the head, one penalty on the 5 metre. Strathallan, who lost their best prop to injury yesterday, have got to hold out here. This time it's a good hook from the captain, Borry, but they're upended well and truly.
Blue driving up.
He was always going to be penalised for that. Scrumming up.
I'm sure there might have been a different outcome in the senior game, but at under 18 level, you've got to be more careful. And Juan Podgia, who's been fantastic in the loose, really needed to drive more stably there. It's a winding kick by the Scottish international Finlay Anderson, but it's kept in play, and Lynch returns fire, and Anderson does well to get back. Soft hands. And they've got their own set of physical runners in the wide channel. Charge down from Yeye. Regathered, nice footwork from Headley. Strathallan have to stay composed here.
Composure, the key word.
Pettit. Beautiful ball from Anderson, and they're in behind. Lovely footwork to beat the first man. Chop tackle from Mbezi, but Strathallan driving up the field. Counter ruck comes in. And the physicality of Grey High has emerged again as a crucial factor.
It's the physicality that's winning the battle for them at this stage. You can see the danger Strathallan poses when they can impose their will on the opposition. Silkily smooth with ball in hand, but they need to make sure they can up the intensity.
What a ball by Finlay Anderson in the build-up for this one, though. A delightful pass. And they've got really quick outside runners at both wing and fullback. But then the counter ruck came in, Pettit put under pressure. You've got to protect your 9 a little better around the fringes.
He's a class act, Finn Anderson.
Stolen at the line out. Great work from Angus Matthews. Another Scottish under-18 international. Cross field, hasn't got the distance, and Oosthuizen underneath it. Tackle from Jack Clark comes flying in. Try score in the last game. Big bump from Osvaldus Diodonis, but it was knocked on in the contact. But always backwards, says the referee. AR in close attendance. So we'll roll on. Grey High still inside their own half. And it's a bomb from Treitzman. Good chase from Yeye, but again, outstanding footwork. That time from Rooney Douglas, and then chipped in behind. Tries to get backs well, and he will leather it clear, but that's good field possession for Strathallan. Again, trying to take on this Grey High College, this Grey High side up front, just like Grey College, is a tough ask. But putting the boot in behind with the pace they've got, that's always an option.
That's a good idea by Strathallan, trying to turn this big pack of forwards around. It's the way to do it.
Good take from Headley. Anderson. Bridge. Also a first-team cricketer at Strathallan. An emerging programme there. Here's Bell. Stripped. And the ball is loose.
Strathallan just slowly but surely bowling the phases, getting into their work. Finn Anderson starting to pull the strings. Just more than 200 boys in the school, Strathallan. School that was founded in 1913. Rugby program well and truly on the up.
It's an excellent kick to the corner again from Anderson. So reliable in those situations. His minutes being managed ahead of the cup final. So this is his first appearance in a tournament that he really made his own last year. What a chance for Carl Borry. They've got a good rolling maul, Strathallan. It's exactly the same kind of setup that Grey High utilised to score there first. This time they go short, trying to catch them out. And it's a clean catch. And Borry has it at the tail. And this will surely be the equaliser. Down they go. Just a few inches short. Bridge. Little tip pass. McDonald, well dealt with. Grey High get over the ball. But it's another penalty. This time for hands on the deck. This time Anderson goes quickly. And it's a barnstorming run from Herbert, who's kept out by Grey High. Anderson flashes it across. Oh, it's a fine finish. And Beasy read it well, but they still got on the outside. Strathallan have a score.
Finley Anderson, the puppet master in the back line. Just look at him, exposing the space on the outside. It's all on the pass, taking out a couple of Grey High defenders with that. And the flat, wide pass from Finley Anderson doing the trick. Managing his minutes. The more minutes he's on the field, the better Strathallan will be.
It's Murray Anderson on the edge, I think, who's gone over. Top try. Indeed, it is Murray Short, the former Rangers footballer, the top try scorer this season for Strathallan, who has another.
Just on the side of Strathallan. So 7 points to 5 in favour of Grey High. Diodonis, he's a big man at lock forward.
Lovely ball again from Anderson, expressing all the strings in his bow. It's a good kickoff from Grey High, but the chase perhaps not quite as urgent. And Strathallan will have a chance to clear, and the former footballer Murray Shaw puts boot to ball. Lynch with broken field. Not much more dangerous at the Global Schools Challenge, but he slips on the artificial turf. Van Rooyen picks out his forwards. Horrmann with a good carry. And he gets to ground. And the ball should be freely there. That's hands in the ruck. Strathallan do really well to let go at the last. Just probing at the moment. Treitzman. Killian. Oh, beautiful footwork. Noah and Beasy, such a live wire. Pressure on the scrum half. Parker looks to sweep it up. And it's offside.
Both these sides look good with ball in hand, and Beasy looks to be a real live wire and a handful for the Strathallan defenders. But the Strathallan defence just creeping up ever so slightly. If they pay the price, who's going to take control of this match just before half-time? That's the big question yet.
Well, the rolling moves are doing all the damage so far, and Nathan Treitzman finds the corner again. Vice captain Blake Parker with ball in hand. And they stretch further ahead here. Grey High, another good take. Under pressure this time, Bennett. But the maul is formed, it's stable, and all 8 of the pack are tucked away. Strathallan look to have slowed it down this time. Is there a secondary shove? Indeed, there's more movement from Grey High. Still going Grey High, and they're over. The ball is down, few inches short, and Beasy, one-on-one, puts in the fend. What a finish.
Jeez, he's strong for a little fella. No one, Beasy. Just look at me on the blind side. He gets into a one-on-one. Does a sit you down, son, and then goes over in the right-hand corner. But it was once again the maul doing the damage for Grey High, and Beasy one-on-one gets rid of the smallest man on the field.
Stiff arm from the 2 shortest men in action here. And Beasy, who comes out on top against the deceptively strong Cole Pettit as well.
What a conversion. Two beauts.
A drop kick from right on the edge has Grey High in a promising position here. Well, all the damage again was being done at the maul. This time they fell a few inches short, not placed down on the wrong line. But Dean Van Rooyen backed his winger one-on-one on the outside channels. And as a backline, that's what you have to do.
If you knew your winger had such a fend, of course you'll back him. Throw it to him more often.
Well, one change before the game continues for Strathallan. Kickoff from Anderson is up onto the 22, hung high. Safely regathered. Can Grey High clear their lines? Slow ball at the base of this breakdown. It's all the way back to Treitzman in the pocket, who looks cross-field. Jack Clark underneath it, but he's put under pressure by Oosthuizen. Always backwards, says the referee. It's fell upon by Vosloo. But in the end, it is a blue and gold body who clutches it to his chest and overcomes Herbert at number 8. Jasper Fitchner-Irvine. Pettit back to his feet. Anderson wants quick ball. Little tip on from Matthews, McDonald, and then all the way wide. What can Shaw create on the edge? Double shot by Mbisi and Van Rooyen. Up goes the linesman's flag. Grey High again piling into the breakdown. They're willing to go after these rucks.
Oh, there's two things that's winning them the game at this stage, the breakdown and the physicality. Just overpowering this pack of forwards of Strathallan. And half-time couldn't come quick enough for the men from Scotland.
It's been upgraded to a penalty as well. There's no prizes for guessing where Grey High are heading. Back to the corner, where their Mauls have created their opening 2 scores. Well, it's a good double shot on that far side.
Just look at how much can change in a day. It's a mentality thing more than anything else for Grey High.
Sure, there was some constructive criticism passed around after their last performance. Little move on the inside. Doesn't go perfectly, but Grey High do still have possession just outside the 22. Treitzman, Lynch in a bit of space. Oh, he finds the offload. Oosthuizen beats his man one-on-one. Grey High have a third. Keanu Lynch found himself in plenty of space on the left-hand side there, far more than he was expecting. But he didn't panic. He drew in the last man and put Oosthuizen in behind. And then one-on-one, Michael Oosthuizen, just like his partner on the other side, Mbisi, is awfully hard to stop.
Good work by Michael Oosthuizen, doing that last bit of work, stepping on the inside. Another fantastic conversion. Streitzman's got it on a string. Where is the physicality from Strathallan? Where's the intensity they showed yesterday? That is the big question.
The last 5 minutes of the first half have all gone Grey High's way. A couple of rolling moves at the start of that game led to 2 tries for either side, but then Grey High have stretched out in front. 2 fine finishes from Oosthuizen and Mbisi on the wing has separated the 2 sides. And as Spurt Smith said, Strathallan are just lacking a little something that they showed yesterday, despite having perhaps their strongest team, injuries excluded, out on the field. Well, Angus and Sam are back pitch side to take in that thrilling first half.
Cheers, Wilf. Sam, that was an extraordinary first half. Fantastic from Grey High School, looking threatening both in the tight and in the wide channels.
Yeah, definitely. And think about what we said before the kickoff. It's always looking for those 2 big ball carriers in the middle of the park, and then you move the ball out to Oosthuizen and Mbisi, who are just so clinical. That both of their finishes were astronomical and could be on test level. I mean, that footwork that we just saw there from Oosthuizen, great bit of deception, in and out, in you go, son.
Strathallan have shown, though, that when they get the ball in the danger zone, they're very clinical themselves. That superb try with that flat pass from Anderson and then Murray Shaw finishing in the corner. If they can string a few more phases like that together, they've got a threat.
Yeah, I think definitely. And you've got Murray Shaw on one width and Zach Clark on the other. They're both danger men. They're both good under the high ball as well, avoiding a lot of contact in the back areas and the no man's land where you don't really want to be caught. But Finn Anderson, he's running the show, and as Split said on comms, the more he's on the pitch, the better Strathallan are going to be. But yeah, you have those 2 danger men out wide, use them as much as possible, but the main thing is you've got to earn that right. You've got to earn that right to go wide. And at the moment, Strathallan aren't doing that. They're not winning the gain line in the middle of the park, which allows them to get out wide.
And that maul of Grey High Schools has been a weapon. They scored from it. They set up the second try from BC off the back of that maul as well. It's been a real weapon.
Well, yeah, as we've seen in multiple international tests, that South Africans love the maul. They love the contact area. And as soon as they gain physical dominance in that area, they have so much pace and fast ball to get out wide and finish those chances off.
And in a sign of how well this has been going for Grey High School, they are out on the field already, as you can see, ready and raring for kickoff. Strathallan's still huddled up. If you are Grey High, I mean, the message for them is pretty easy. It's just more of the same. But from a Strathallan point of view, what do you think that message is in there?
I think it's definitely, you've got to contain the two centres in the middle. You've got to contain Alfred and Caelan Killian in the middle of the park.
I think that's absolutely right. They've got to contain those two in the middle of the park, front up physically. Right, that is both sides ready for the second half. So it is back to our all-star comedy duo in comms, Wilf Kemsley and Spud Smith, to bring you the second half of Grey High School against Strathallan.
Thanks, Angus. Just double checking the Grey High changes because we have a few number mix-ups. It's Duncan Hudek who's wearing 23 and Max Dakin in 20. Two changes in the back rows, and BZ cleanly takes the kickoff and carries his way forward. Spurt Smith back alongside me. Strathallan need to show something different here, and maybe this is the intensity that we're after.
Yeah, it's just a lack of intensity in that first half. I'm not sure whether it's a bit of lead in the legs after the effort yesterday. Nothing like being 21-5 down at half-time to get rid of that lead in a hurry. 3 converted tries on the side of Grey High. Fantastically converted by Tradesman, their fly half. And they've looked full value. What a turnaround. They had some travel issues getting to the tournament. Played their first game yesterday against Presentation Brothers and came unstuck in no uncertain terms. But a good night's rest, a couple of good meals, and a good long chat, I suppose.
Two fresh faces in the back row for Grey High. Unsurprisingly, a couple of changes as well for Strathallan. Callum Reddick has returned to the field to play scrum half. It's his first action of the game with this scrum feed. A scrum that has not gone Strathallan's way so far at all. This time Reddick can swing it away. Anderson's still out there pulling the strings. Little dink over the top, but it's read perfectly. And Murray Shaw is melted. Ball comes loose. The kick clearance is straight into touch. So quite rightly, the referee says no advantage was really played there. And it will be a Grey High scrum instead.
Well, you could see the idea. He was delaying the pass. In the end, it didn't throw a good one, Finley Anderson. Sold his teammate down the river.
It's very rare for him to make the wrong call there, but there was actually a hard runner that was straight through, because as you saw, Murray Shaw was man marked coming round the corner.
It was just a slight delay. You could see what he was trying to do. The execution just not on point, and that happens after a layoff.
Jamie Douglas has come on in the front row, and he seems to have shored things up a little bit in that opening scrum. What kind of impact can he make here? Good shot from Strathallan, quickly away from Grey High, and Treitzman puts a delightful little dink in behind, and Beasy, pops up for him! And Beasy taking on the last man. What a tackle by Anderson. Ball on the inside. I thought for all the world that Beasy was away. What a tackle by the Scottish 10. Pot gear on the edge. Floats it in behind.
Game-changing, that's what that can be from Finn Anderson. It can be an absolute game-changer. Beasy, gone for all money. And here you see how it happened. Delightful little dink over the top from from Tradesman rather. The bounce favours Beasy, and it's a roundabout year where you think he's a gone for all money. But what pace from Finn Anderson. And it all goes wrong from here for Grey High, eventually ending in touch.
And Beasy is not used to being caught at all. And they ring in the changes in response. On comes Ungabalana on one wing. Tristan Kemp's come on as well at fly half. But it's Strathallan in possession. So defensive duties up first for the new men. Good clearance from Anderson. And it's an excellent kick in the end.
Yeah, he's got a kick like a mule for Anderson. Looks the complete product, doesn't he?
He's one of the best talents that have come through the doors at Strathallan in a long time. The coach is very excited about him. He is fit and firing. His minutes are just managed due to his tender age. There's a new hooker on as well. A new prop in Luke Lindhorst. It's another substitute, Riley Higgs, who started yesterday against Presentation Brothers, claims the line out and the maul is formed. Secondary drive, the maul breaks away. I'm not sure either side know exactly where the ball is. They've got to dig it out of here. Hung high, but straight out, says the referee.
A couple of little mistakes now on the side of Grey High. You can't allow the Strathallan side back into the game. Once they get that free-flowing backline moving, McDonald will become a real danger, as will Finn Anderson.
Brody Cunningham has also come back onto the field at inside centre. King of the FFF, footwork, fight and fend. Those strategic decisions made in contact. Anderson skims away from one. Lovely offload on the inside. It's been spilt.
Yeah, he's got all the ideas here, Finn Anderson. The execution slightly off. The offload, the right idea. Had a man in support. Perhaps slightly low, but just look at this. He's a powerful fella. Still only 60, nothing wrong with the offload. He's got all the ideas. His teammates just need to be wary.
Leo Kingo Cochrane, fastest man in the squad, has come on for Strathallan as well, wearing number 15. Gold medalist at the Student Athletics Championships in Scotland.
I'd love to see him in some free air.
Stable scrum, Swazbrick, substitute as well, picks out the new fly half in Kemp. What a shot! Two real speedsters come together. But it's Akingo Cochrane who comes out on top. Counter ruck coming from Strathallan, and the penalty for playing it on the floor.
That's better. That's better at the breakdown for Strathallan. That's what they need to do. Now they need to get into the area, into the territory of Grey High and spend some time there. Build the phases. Be patient. Up to Finn Anderson to get them there.
What a kick it is as well. Can't be kept in play by Sibu Ungabalana. Not a bad carry, but the first counter ruck is from Jasper Fitchner-Irvine, who, as we were discussing yesterday, owns the Isle of Muck in his family off the coast of Scotland. Not a high population, but good whiskey.
Oh, nice little thing to earn, eh?
Short line out, but it's been put down. Well, it did catch them out, but Fergus Gordon couldn't keep a hold of possession.
Now their own worst enemy, as Carl Horrmann has made his way off the field, playing in his brother's memorial game. How special is that?
And he had a good game as well, the prop.
As we say, they're their own worst enemy at this stage. They trail by 3 tries to 1, but they just haven't shown any patience. And only in the last 5 or 10 minutes have they shown some intensity. That was lacking in that first half.
Lucas Wheeler has replaced Horrmann. He is a sizable figure at tight head, and he'll be looking to make an impact in his first engagement here. Well, they've battled back into this game, Strathallan, but they don't have the points to show for it just yet. Not a lot of movement in there. Looks like they're going to play from here. Ungabalana. Lovely step back on the inside, through the cat flap. Intercepted by Strathallan. But it's been won back straight away by Duncan Hudek. Ungabalana rolling his way through. But it's a Fantastic turnover, the breakdown. Quick tap as well by Anderson, who picks out the winger on the edge. Oh, lovely step. Strathallan in behind. Clark doesn't get a clean connection with the boot, but he regathers it. Grey High straight over the ball. But it will come Strathallan's way. And on the other wing, Murray Shaw is in a world of space. Cunningham winds it up. Lovely hands. This should be the moment. Covering tackle. 2 men from Grey High get across. Reddick. Headley. So close. Strathallan can smell blood here. It's Anderson. Cross field. Is it too deep? It's harmlessly beyond the dead ball.
Shocker. That's a shocker from the boots of Finley Anderson, unfortunately, if you're a Strathallan fan. But building through the phases, at last they show the patience. That little run around was the year where you thought they were in for all the money. And a great cover tackle by Grey High.
Great work from Lynch as well, getting over the ball to slow it down. Crucial seconds, one back.
And this is where they build another couple of phases. That's a really good carry. It was from Jacob Headley. And unfortunately, Anderson making a hash of it.
Cunningham recollects. What a player to come off the bench. Brilliant line as well from Townsend, whose brother is a international 7-star. Double shot comes in. Lindhorst piles back his man. Strathallan have to regain their composure. Boot to ball from Shaw, but it's knock on to begin with, spotted by Crossley, the AR on the near side, and well, that's the end of a promising period of play by Strathallan. And how many more chances will they get in the next 10 minutes to try and right the wrongs of that first half?
That was the chance. That was the one they needed to take. 21-12 at this stage would have made a real game of it. You see, perhaps just not patient enough, just not building through the phases. They're looking for those miracle balls. And this time, Murray Shaw, former Rangers youth footballer, couldn't hold on.
So scrum for Grey High. They're in attack formation. Tucked in behind it. It's stable to get things started, but not enough for the referee. 2 fresh faces, all things considered, in the front row. Jamie Douglas has done well since coming on, but Lucas Wheeler certainly has him for size.
Tristan Kemp on the field now at first 5 or fly half for Grey High.
Just as quality as Nathan Schreitzman, blessed with 2 top 10s. It's Grey High side. Strathallan get the shove on here, but it's whipped away by Swazbrick. Lovely line right through the centre of midfield. Strathallan scramble across. Cunningham makes the chop tackle. Great line from Dakin, but it is well read. Leg drive from Grey High keeps them moving here.
It's going to be turned over, yeah, surely.
I think it is Leo Akingo Cochrane. He might have wrapped it up. The ball does come for Swazbrick. Oosthuizen bumps off the first. Ball is still there for Grey High. It is slow, but they've got plenty of willing runners. Wheeler still going beyond the 22. Swazbrick. Oh, it's been put down. Good pressure from Cunningham. Swept up by Strathallan. I think Killian could have had a run there instead of giving the pass.
He does enjoy the odd run, Killian. He's a very good inside centre. Kieran Killian played for the Grey High first side last year as well. Played at Craven Week as well for Eastern Province.
Unselfish, really, from the skipper there. But he was well marked. No advantage coming despite the strong carry from Jacob Headley, former pentathlete for Great Britain. So he's got a great engine on him. Big moment in the game for Strathallan. If they can get down the field quickly here, they might still have time to turn the game around. Reddick. Cunningham at first receiver. Anderson in the pocket. Spiral bomb, and it will bounce towards touch. And it's a huge kick again. What a clearance.
Yeah, he's been brilliant at number 10. Odd little mistake, as you'd expect for somebody who spent some time on the touchlines. Yes, he's fit and rearing to go, but he hasn't played yet in this tournament. So he's watched on from the sidelines, but a fantastic play at number 10. But Strathallan with it all to do. Grey High looks like they'll continue on their winning ways against Strathallan, having pipped them at the post last year as well.
Hugo Johnson enters the fray. Busby Walker back on as well for Strathallan, who can test the line out, but the towering Riley Higgs has it. Vessels controls it at the tail. Deep squad hit. Grey High, and their substitutes have done enough to contain Strathallan in the second half so far. Off the deck from Higgs. Kemp hasn't gone very far, but who's under it? What a grab! Under real pressure there. Congo Cochrane. Busby Walker, nice tip. Another offload, all three of the back row involved, and Matthews. Boot to ball here, will it fall for Walker? He puts in the shot, and it's knocked on yards from the line, inches from it in the end, and it will be a 5-metre scrum.
Great work by the back rowers. First it was a Cochrane rather, with a brilliant take, and then the back rowers in combination. Finley Anderson was to the blind side, but they decided it'll be Busby Walker, Matthews and Herbert in tow. This is where that little dab through comes, and Busby Walker just beaten to it.
Good control from Walker. His brother is a Glasgow Warrior and Scottish international, following in his footsteps here in Strathallan.
He's a fine player himself, Busby Walker. Saw him yesterday against Grey College as well. But it's a Strathallan side, Wolf, that has come to life rather, in the second stanza. And with this 20-minute halves, there might just not be enough time.
The coaches said yesterday they thought the 20-minute halves might suit them a little better with Grey High's dominance in the set piece, but in the end they've held their own and could do with that extra 20 minutes. What can they create from here? It will be dug out by Reddick. Akingo Cochrane is the dummy runner. Anderson shrugs off one, and there's so much space for Murray Shaw. But they just do enough in the wide channels, Grey High, to put them off. That is another chance that goes gaping.
There's a little mini battle going on between Finley Anderson and Kieran Killian. And Killian was there just in the nick of time to put him off, and then just a little rub of the hair, just saying, I'm still here, you're not going to get through me.
Still an opportunity, though, to disrupt the line-out. Lost one of their best operators yesterday through injury as well, Strathallan, in this area. To the tail on your own 5. A bold throw, but a good one from Vessels. It's been knocked on inside their own try line there, but it's not been given. Always backwards, says the referee. Good line speed from Strathallan. Well, they're lucky there. Grey High, it was just about controlled off the toe as it went down, so no knock-on in the end, and the clearance from Kemp is a good one. I like the ambition, Spurt, but they were almost caught out here. Just controlled on the boot.
Yeah, he kicked it ahead. Very lucky. But they're under some serious pressure now from Strathallan, this Grey High side. They've been holding on beautifully. Darren Null and company, and Director of Rugby Robbie Kempson will be really happy with the state of the affairs.
Good win from Matthews. Anderson's the crash ball option this time. As Johnson, the youngsters, stepped into the playmaking role. Johnson gives the pass, put down by Walker. Backward, says the referee. Tackled out wide by Keanu Lynch.
Too flat in attack there is Strathallan. Need somebody to hang out in depth, come running onto the shoulder. Otherwise, they're always just drifting across the park.
Their side full of quality. Their last chance to beat a South African side will be when they face Oakdale tomorrow, and That's a tall order. Kemp. Nice tip and a big bumping run by Dakin. Strathallan win it back.
Who else but Finley Anderson?
Straight over the ball now as he's shifted into the centres. He'll still be the man to pick out touch. And they won't have time to turn this game around. But with a minute to go, they'd love to close the gap on Grey High.
They've shown glimpses, but Finley Anderson, he can do it all. There you see him over the ball, plays with 10 on his back. He's an inside centre right now.
Best fly half in the world at the moment might be Hugh Shields at under 18 level. And he's another player who stands out because he excels in all areas. And young Finley Anderson is another player in that mould. Trick play at the line out, comes off. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Oh, but the ball hasn't gone 5. So Grey High will have possession. Some verbal frustration from Strathallan because that short ball at the line out worked really well in the first half, but that's twice it's come undone. 5 metres out.
How quickly things have changed overnight for both these sides. Strathallan put in a great performance against Grey College, eventually going down 24 points to 5. But they really played out of their skin. And now today, a day later, they're not firing at all. Grey High came unstuck against Presentation Brothers Cork, but they came out guns blazing here today.
Well, they've done enough in that first half to seal the game. Haven't seen enough of a fight back from Strathallan, even if they have been the better side in the second 20. Contact inside the 22. Kemp in the pocket. Well, instead, actually, it's come to the centre. Killian, who's hung it up. Always backwards, but it's Grey High who latch onto it. Swarsbrook puts it in behind. Townsend has to backpedal. Lovely work to get on the inside of the Adonis. Townsend with a lovely run. Is it on here for Strathallan? Off the deck again. Cunningham. Not waiting around here. Pick and go by the centre. And he wins the penalty.
They're desperate here. They're desperate across the whitewash.
Anderson. What a lovely offload from the fly half. Herbert. Oh, the pass is behind from the number 8. Good recovery. Here's a Kingo Cochrane. Still backwards, says the referee. But there's the desire from Grey High. And they drop onto the ball. Counter drive. Strathallan have it. Borry. Again the ball goes to ground and Wheeler falls onto it. It just did not stick. And that's the story of the game for Strathallan, who have been beaten. Well, Spurt, what do you make of that performance in a very emotional atmosphere here? It must be said at the Mediterranean Sports Hub. Grey High School have got a deserved win.
First and foremost, let's just mention once again it was the Tyler Horrmann Memorial match, and what an occasion to play it at the Mediterranean Sports Hub in the quaint little Spanish town of Salou. Grey High taking on Strathallan, whom they beat so narrowly last year in the Next Gen Global Schools Challenge at Grey College in Bloemfontein. But a fantastic match, 3 tries to 1, and both sides rather showing lots and lots of endeavour.
A performance worthy of the occasion from Grey High. Strathallan unable to put in the kind of heart and desire that they showed yesterday, but they will have more chances tomorrow when the Global Schools Challenge resumes in its full schedule. Well, we will pass down to Angus Savage, who is pitch side, to take in the closing stages of this fixture.
Thank you very much, Wilf. Well, wow, what a game. As Spud said, first and foremost, the Tyler Horrmann Memorial. What a day, what a performance to remember him. Grey High School were absolutely fantastic, particularly in that first half. And then that second half, an extraordinary half of rugby. 0-0 it was. Now we've got a presentation coming up, so I actually think we should get ourselves down here and get a little view of that, and maybe we'll catch a little word or two with some of the players, because all of them here have come together very nicely in union for a match photo. And I think I just saw Kieran Killian with a little shield that I think is going to be awarded here. But look at this, fantastic. That is what rugby is all about. That is what this game was all about. Remembering Tyler Horrmann and these two sides coming together. Right, I'm sure that Kieran is going to do something, but I'm going to wander in here and see if I can't just find the Grey High School skipper. I'm just going to go trudging right through the middle of all this and see if I can spot him. Let's see if we can see Kieran Killian anywhere around. Here he is, the man himself. 2 seconds, he says. 2 seconds. Well, we'll tail him. We'll tail him. We'll see. Someone else called Angus. I'm turning my head and doing it. Here we go. This is brilliant. This is fantastic. Have a look at this. The two skippers, Kyle Borry and Kieran Killian, with a commemorative plaque. Kieran, nice to meet you. Tell me a little bit about that plaque you just handed over.
It's our traditional, our badge, and it just means a lot to like broaden our badge to other countries and other schools.
A great performance out there. First half, really clinical in attack. Second half, it was all about that defensive effort. You guys held out really well.
Yeah, we came into this game having the right mindset. I just think that we just were physical, we were up front, and to be honest, I think we were the more physical team of the day.
Obviously, this is a very special memorial game, remembering Tyler Horrmann, obviously his brother playing alongside you. An emotional one, but a performance to be really proud of on that front.
Yeah, definitely. I think the boys, we definitely had that mindset of why we're playing for the game. That's definitely Carl and his brother, who sadly passed away. So I think coming out here and having a performance like that just means a lot for the boys and family back home.
And it felt like there was a really special sort of to and fro during that game. Yourself and Strathallan fly half, Finn Anderson, who moved from 10 and then out to 12 directly opposite you. You two really going at it. It was fantastic.
Yeah, it's always good to have a bit of banter on the field, and then off the field we're just friends. So yeah, it's good. Yeah, good.
Fantastic. Listen, go and join your players, and congratulations. Kieran Killian there. Right, let's bring in Sam, and let's move ourselves out of the shadows of the depths. So let's come back here, out into the blazing sunshine, because you know what? I need to get a suntan up top. Sam, that was a fantastic performance, really, from both sides, actually. 0-0 in the second half. I kind of want to focus in on that a little bit, because it says a lot about Strathallan that they were basically in the 22 for almost the entire of that half, but it says a huge amount about Grey High School, that their defence was able to keep them out.
Yeah, well, we spoke in the first half about Grey High's ability on the ball in the back line. Obviously, Kieran speaking there, he was fantastic. He's just said he must have had a personal vendetta against Finn Anderson, because every time Anderson was on the ball, Killian was there, and he was stopping him from what he wanted to do, and that was get the ball wide to Clark and the other winger. But it was just not coming off for Strathallan. Anderson, having not played those first games, maybe might have affected that. Maybe this is his first one really in the mix. But the way that Grey High, it's kind of instilled in South African schoolboy rugby veins of never say die. Always there, even when it seemed like Strath were going to get in and score on the edge. Grey High with the wingers, Mbisi came back on in the second half, put in a massive shift defensively. Must have been about 4 cover tackles, and then Oosterhuizen as well, putting his mark on the game defensively for Grey High. It was a great defensive performance in that second half.
It certainly was. By the way, Finn Anderson's defence is extraordinary as well. He got a couple of turnovers in that game. It was absolutely brilliant. Strathallan players are absolutely gutted. They're just on the floor here, sitting down. And I can understand why, because they played really quite well. There's a moment I want to touch on, and we spoke about him before the game, the superb Lynch at fullback, and it's a defensive intervention that I want to speak about, because we had a moment of magic from Finn Anderson to get on the outside and to release the player on the outside. but it was Lynch that made the crucial tackle, and that's something that is really impressive, isn't it? When you see young players who have so much talent with the ball in hand putting in those big defensive efforts.
Yeah, I think definitely Keanu Lynch is one of those boys who, he's not the biggest, but he can step in and out of a phone box, probably step out of one and into another and out that one again. He's such delight to watch on the ball, but there, as I said before, he just had that attitude of, I'm never going to give up. I'm going to fight my way around the pitch from fullback. And that cover tackle was fantastic. And it is this kind of South African way of being. You see it in the international tests, especially in the back line, of that cover tackle is always the most important thing. I don't care if I score. I don't care if I get an assist. What matters to me is protecting the badge and protecting our scoreline, getting back on that front foot, making those cover tackles, kind of never give up. That grit and determination is what we love to see.
Certainly is. Well, they never gave up. Strathallan are back on their feet. Grey High School are going through their stretching routines. So I think what we'll do is slowly head up towards the halfway line, and we will start to sign off on what has been a really, really special day. And one of the key parts really was that it was this Tyler Horrmann Memorial game. And you said that Grey High School, it's all about that thing. It's all about the badge. It was all about the badge, all about Tyler Horrmann and indeed his brother Kyle playing for that spirit, and in that spirit Grey High School put in an astonishing display, first of all in the first half with that attack, second in the second half with that defence. Fantastic from Grey High School, a cracking effort from Strathallan. We'll have a look at the highlights and then we'll send you packing for an 8:30 start tomorrow morning on day 3 of the Global Schools Challenge. It'll be on nextgenlive.stream, where you will have every single game tomorrow, including a couple of games from these two. Should be fantastic. Enjoy the highlights.
Yeah.